Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Let's make sure my volume is up. Give me a thumbs up over there if you guys can see and hear me okay. And we'll give a big shout out. We will give a shout out to Sherry and Sharon and Kim and Caroline. we got the whole crowd here. Lisa, it is so nice to see you. I'm glad that you're here for your reading for Charlie. Jen, yes, nice. Sherry, I think I already said you. Sherry, you got to mention twice. Jody, how we doing? Okay. Lots of good stuff tonight. Always. I am just, when I did the same thing, it's so interesting, Kim, that when I had noticed, I mean, I have to type it in every time I make the little picture, which I'm still trying to figure out why it's blurry, but regardless. Number 17. Number 17. I just can't even fathom. I didn't picture how far ahead this would go and how it might unfold. And I'm just so excited that we're on episode 17. And I can't wait till it's episode 170 and then episode 1700. There are so many beautiful animals that are, and so many messages that they want to send us. So I got all kinds of good stuff to cover this evening. Hey, if you guys wouldn't mind, I make myself a little note. And now that if I can scroll back up, there we go. So Kelly, thank you for jumping in early. I know that you're in the UK, and so you have to watch this always in the replay. But Kelly wanted to add her comments. So if anybody would feels inclined to respond to Kelly and even just say hello to her, because she'll be watching this on the replay, because it's like midnight in the UK. Or 1 o'clock in the morning, if I'm not mistaken. But otherwise, yep, right, Sharon, episode 17. I'm just going to go through the comments real quick as people jump on. So this gives everybody a minute to jump on. If you are catching this on the replay, you can always scroll through a minute or two. Doesn't hurt anything if you do that, so that you don't have to listen to all the housekeeping stuff unless you are so inclined. I hope Elaine remembers those spreadsheets. 2017. Always. That is my goal. I have felt the growing pains, which are good. I call it reverse worry. I used to worry about what happens if nobody watches, what happens if I have no viewers. And now I have I call it reverse worrying. What happens when I open my email box and I have so many emails that I don't even know where to begin? Well, that's happened, and I'm totally good with it. I would much rather reverse worry. I have a sister who tells me that I'm absolutely nuts because I try to, if something comes up that we would normally worry about, I try to flip it on its head. What would happen if all of a sudden my bank account did have $1 million in it? What would I need to do? So reverse worry about all that stuff. That's the way I go. Hey, Leslie, how you doing? It's good to see you. Oh, thank you, Jen. I'm so happy that you said hello to Kelly. Okay, so a couple things. Giving Kelly a shout out. Other housekeeping things. The store is open. So let me kind of explain to you how the store works. I connect, and this is all new to me. You guys know this. You're right along the journey with me. And yes, I will still, all of my members will always get a little shout out. So you don't ever have to worry about that, Kim. So the way that the store works is I can't like pick prices and such. So for me, some of it is the prices are a little high, but there's always like some kind of discount going on. There's always like some kind of 25% off, 15% off when you click the link for the store. There's usually a coupon of some kind. It's a store that got set up with something called Spreadshirt. I think that's what it's called, Spreadshirt or Spreadshop, something along those lines. But you go in, you pick your design, you set up your design. So that took a little bit of time. And thank you guys for all your fun feedback. I did end up picking one of the designs that wouldn't look ridiculous on a shirt, especially for a woman who's, I didn't even think about that when I made two of the designs. Two little paw prints would have been right there, which is kind of hysterical. So the store, if you click on any of the items, it'll take you right to the store. It's operated by the store, so I don't have much say other than the design. But there's lots of products. So there's all kinds of products that we'd go crazy if I listed them all. So you can always let me know if there's something else that you're interested in seeing, and I will try to create that for you guys. It's not meant to be a moneymaker. It is meant to be just a really cool way of staying connected and all of us having a sense of community. So that's what the purpose of the store is. The ads. Remember last week when those ads popped up? I figured it out. It was a lot of my fault. And this is for you guys who want to know how this might work for other channels, so that you know exactly how much control the person has over that. When a channel reaches a certain size, as thank you guys my channel has reached that size. When a channel reaches a certain amount of viewers, YouTube begins to show advertisements. It's how YouTube stays in business. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I think there's abundance out there for everybody. And that is how YouTube stays in business. But I clicked the wrong button. I thought I didn't realize that you would get ads during a live stream and that they cut off the live stream. So I'll keep on talking and somebody may get an advertisement, and not everybody gets an ad. Not everybody gets the same ad. And so anyway, I think I turned the feature off. So we shouldn't see that at all tonight whatsoever. I just turned it off completely. So you guys shouldn't see that. Nothing to worry about there. And hello to Justine and another Kathy joining us. And Nunya, how we doing? And let's see if there's anybody else. Oh, thanks, Jen. I appreciate that. I'm trying. I really am trying. I want to make this a thing. I want this and all of our connections, and for us to be shifting the whole narrative that we have around death and around our animals passing, and the fact that we don't have a connection with them when we absolutely do. And that's going to be the whole topic tonight. I've got some really practical thoughts about how we connect with our animal companions and why everybody can do this. And I'll be sharing those in just a minute. But I did want to share with you about ads. And some of you who don't see the ads, it's because you're a premium member. So if you pay to be a member of YouTube, you don't ever get ads. It's only for those who are choosing not to pay the monthly subscription fee. And either way is fine with me. Okay, let's see if there's any questions real quick. I love seeing all the smiley faces. I love seeing all the waving hands. I love seeing all the hearts. Maybe I could get a Chewy sponsorship. Jess, hello, how are you? I am, I should check into that. I've been checking on a number of things, including because I am in Colorado, which is where the headquarters for Gaia, the Gaia channel is. And I think that there's a broader audience out there, and we can kind of target them. So, but I'll look into the Chewy thing. I actually wrote down pet stores on my list of things to do for reaching out to groomers at pet stores with the peaceful crossings. For those of you who may not be familiar with that, besides the readings that I do for animals who have crossed to the other side, in my role as an animal chaplain, I offer guidance and support. And more than that, I offer practical support for anybody whose animals are still, who are aging or have been, they're seniors or have been diagnosed with a terminal illness, how to prepare in advance so it's not such a traumatic experience when the time actually comes. But I thought if I could reach out to groomers and others who are connected in the animal community, caring for the overall wellness of our animals, it would be a great place to get started. Okay. The end of life pet doula class. Thank you for bringing that up. It's so interesting, Leslie, that I know that you've been through one of those classes. You've been through a similar class that's offered through University of Vermont, I want to say. But it's so interesting that it's taken me almost a year to come up with the content for the end of life animal companion doula class. And it is essentially being a coach for end of life. Yeah. Okay. I am going to not look at comments for a moment. I saw the class on Facebook, was not able to access it. Okay. It's because I know I turned it back on. I do all my technology myself, guys. I have no assistant. It's me, myself, and I. And myself, she screwed up the website. So I will post a link directly to the information about that class for those of you who are interested. I will post it in the description of my channel, or maybe I'll make a post. I will make a post for the members community. But the website is back up and running, but not the class. I just cannot get the link to work. So I have a separate link for it that I will send out to you guys. Okay, now I really will stop looking at comments now. Okay, so we're just going to shift away from comments for a moment, and let's talk about what our topic is this evening. We are going to be doing a reading for Charlie, and also a reading for Diesel. I haven't heard back from Diesel's human, but I have heard back from and I know that Charlie's human is here. So we'll be doing a reading for those at the end. But the topic that I want to talk about tonight, I called it opening the doggy door, to our animal companions on the other side and opening the door to being able to connect with. And it's not just animals, it can be with any soul who has crossed to the other side. This is not some big secret. We have been culturally and socially conditioned to believe that we are not able to make these kinds of connections. And I can think of a million examples of times, seances and movies with seances, and that it all looks like mumbo jumbo, and then TV shows and all kinds of things. But I know from my personal experience that we are able to connect, and that we are all able to connect. And I'm going to hopefully try to be able to demonstrate that for you this evening. I understand that some people don't have as easy of a time of it. And I was one of them. I was the one who sat with my dog Jack on the bed and staring at him, demanding that we have a conversation, that there be some kind of message. I know I can do this. I know it. The more I needed to do it and the more effort I put into it, the harder it became. It's like this wall goes up when you need something so desperately. It makes it almost impossible to happen. So I'm going to try to share for you some practical considerations that might shift the way that you think about how we connect with animals on the other side. So opening the doggy door to the other side, and it's whether you want to talk to dogs, cats, ferrets, bearded dragons, turtles. I can't think of all the different animals, a little pig, all the animals that I've worked with over time. What I want to talk about is really called the law of magnetism. And when I tell you this example, I think you're going to understand what I mean. And then I'll go back and check comments in a second. Yes, Mel, I'm so excited for you too. Jen also, there's a couple people that are already in the class. Did I say, look, this is my ADD kicking in, that I will not look at comments for the moment. I want you to think about our current level of technology. And back in the olden days, let's go back to the Dark Ages. Go back to the time when witches were burned at the stake. We didn't really have an understanding of our world, of our universe, of our capability. Everything was and this is not, I call myself a recovering Catholic, but this has nothing to do with religion other than stating the fact that religion was very, very important. And our rituals were so important, and our thoughts about heaven and hell, and everything was ingrained in us. Even me as a small child in elementary school in the 60s, there was a heavy indoctrination into a religious way of thinking, specifically for my religion versus another religion versus another. So think of Catholic versus Muslim versus Judaism. There are so many things that are the same, but so many things that were different. And we all stayed in our lane. Everybody had to stay in our lane. And that's how we were taught. Now we have such a broader understanding. And it's why I think the universe itself is growing and expanding, as if the universe is, with everything that we learn and everything that we do, the universe itself is growing. And as the universe grows, it's a beautiful cycle. As the universe grows, so do we. So does our awareness. So does our understanding. So I think about our technology today. Fast forward to the current world. Can you imagine even taking somebody from the 30s and showing them a cell phone? Taking someone from, you take somebody from the 1500s and show them a cell phone, you would be, that would be burning at the stake. You'd have some kind of magic wand, some kind of magic weapon. But we understand it now as technology. Think about wireless technology. Wireless technology, how you turn on your TV, how you've got your cell phone handy, how you just push the button, how when you, I'm going to do this for real, how when you swipe the little pattern on your phone, you come up with anything that you want. And you can access your text messages. And in my text messages, so just say here that I've got 10 text messages today. And somehow my phone knows exactly who sent what text message at what time. And it even gives me a little sample of what it is that they texted. So here we go. I look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could keep on counting, but they're each from different people, very unique, very text messages that have a date and a time and a message that means something to me inside that message. Then that's just text messages. Then I can go to my photos and I can bring up in my gallery In my gallery is a series of pictures and videos, and they all have a timestamp on them. I know exactly when they were made. I know how long they are, all on one little device like this. So let that sink in for a second, just how much access to information we have. And this is not tied. There's no string coming out of here, like a tin can and a string to somebody else's ear. There's no string attached here. It's not plugged into anything. Where is it getting all of this information? From what magical place in the sky is all of this information flowing to my phone? And this is just my phone. Each of you has the same access. In fact, every person in the not modern world, every person in the industrialized world, in the technology world, everybody's got one of these. It's attached to our hip. It never leaves us. It's with us all the time. It sits on the nightstand next to our bed. Every single person. And I'm certain that my information is probably just a fraction of what some of the information is. Now go take it one step further. Look at your laptop if you have a laptop. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh gosh, I have at least a dozen, maybe 15 tabs open on my laptop. Every single one has a little icon. Every single one has information attached to it. And I know just by looking at it what it is. And I can click on a tab. I'm not going to do it now because heaven forbid I would lose you guys, like me and technology. me talking about technology. Every single one of those tabs has a piece of information, has lots of information on it. And I can click all kinds of things to get even more information. And guess what? On my laptop, other than, oh, that reminds me, I don't have my it's not plugged into the electrical source. Hang tight. Maybe can I reach through my desk? There we go. Don't want to lose you guys. Other than being connected to an electrical source, it's 100% wireless. I have a wireless modem. I don't even know if is it a modem? Is it a router? Don't know. Don't care. I have some wireless device to which my computer automatically connects, to which is also connected to a printer down below behind me. All of it without a little string attached, without it going to any place. There's no little magical place that it's connected to that is bringing me all this information. Where is it coming from? Well, it's coming from all around us. There is a magnetic field of energy. It is everywhere surrounding us. We think that when we look out the window and don't see anything, that it's empty space, or all the air that's in front of us, around us, above us, below us, that it's just empty space. But it is filled with information. That information, the air it's filled, flowing with information that's going all over the place. And it's which information are we specifically aligned to? If our brain were to have access to all of that information, we would explode because we wouldn't be able to process it all, even though our brain is an amazing processing unit. We wouldn't be able to process all of that information. So we are attuned to certain information. I have a password to get on my computer. I have a special login for my phone. I know how to access information that is meant for me. And the information that's floating out there in this grand magnetic field knows how to get to me based on how I line up with that, based on the passwords I put in, based on the design that I draw, based on my thumbprint, based on my face. It aligns specifically with me. And it's all unique. You guys all have the same thing. All the information that is floating out there. Oh, I'm sorry. Look, I'm watching I watch the comments scroll and I get distracted. So I will let you guys chat amongst yourselves as you will. And I thank you. I thank you for the support that you give each other. So all this information is floating out there. It's all unique and it's all unique to each of us. It's the same exact thing with our animal companions. It's all very unique. Our animal companions, the ones that are with us now, the ones who have crossed to the other side, we have very unique connections with. We align with them in a very specific way. For example, if we have, let's see, a little doggy. Let's go with the dog. I will use an example of a dog that that has a new home. So let's say that little doggy was in an apartment and it Australian Shepherd, and it needed a place where he needed a place where he could really run free. So now little Max has a new farm and a new family, and there's kids and there's goats and little Max has a grand time living on the new farm, and he's living his best life, which he was meant to live. 5 years from now, his original family stops by to say hello. He will never forget them. Their face is aligned to him. Their hearts are aligned to him. His heart is so expansive and so wonderful that he can love many people, but he will not ever forget each and every person that has meant something in his life. So you are specifically aligned with the animals who are part of your life always. Let's see, what else do I want? I have notes here, so bear with me while I look at these real quick. Magnetic field, it's all around us. It holds infinite. That's the thing. The information is infinite. I'm giving you the practical information that we use every single day, but we use it every single day. We access this information without a second thought. You turn on your TV, and all over the world, there are a bazillion television channels. You know which ones because your package that you purchased from your provider, or the streaming services that you signed up for with your email address and your name, know how to get directly to you. Floating out there, and that's in that beautiful sky, they know how to get exactly to you. So where is your remote control for connecting with your animal on the other side of life? What we want to do is tune into a different frequency. So everything's broadcasting simultaneously for whoever tunes in to that particular frequency. So we could all be watching the same show at the same time, or like this video, some people could tune in tomorrow, others people could tune in a year from now, but whoever tunes in to that particular frequency, that's how they connect. You can bend your own reality based on the places that you choose to tune into. So how does this relate to our animal companions who have crossed to the other side? When they cross to the other side, their energy has simply shifted. Their frequency has changed. When they cross to the other side, they transition into a place that is pure, positive, infinite love. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. Pure, positive, infinite love. And that is their frequency now. And I often use the example of water, ice, and steam. You can have water, you can freeze it and make it ice, you can boil it and make it steam, you can drink it if it's actually water, which I actually need to take a drink of right now. It can be a stream, it can be a river, it can be the ocean, it can be snow, it can be ice. There's all kinds of things that water can be. It's the same thing. When your animal transitions to the other side of life, their vibration is really high. I think I put it in the initial description of the video that it was Nikola Tesla, at least it's attributed to Nikola Tesla, the saying that if you really want to understand the way the universe works, you have to think in terms of frequency, vibration, and energy. That's it. That's what everything is. Everything is vibrating at a different speed. So for example, no, that's hot. Don't want to do that. Try to pick up a candle, but the glass was hot. I am vibrating at a specific frequency. A candle, a flame is vibrating at a specific frequency. A rock is vibrating at a specific frequency. A piece of paper, a pen, we know, for me especially, vibrates at a very specific frequency. Everything has got its own little, its own vibration. And how we align to that vibration is how we make connections. Okay. So what we want to do to connect with our animal companions is to be able to match our frequency with their frequency. And when we are in the denser emotions, and this is not judgment because I have been there. I've been there with all of my animal companions in one way or another. The denser emotions of guilt and grief and anger and blame and remorse and regret, all of those things are very heavy vibrations. They vibrate at a very dense, energetic level, frequency. And when we are in that frequency, it is very hard. It can be done, but it's very hard to connect with a beautiful, loving soul who's on the other side of life, and even the other side, because the other side is everywhere. It's everywhere around us. Being able to match their frequency becomes difficult. It becomes difficult because we're way down here. And I've used this example before too. Even if we do little things, baby steps every day to help manage our own emotions, which is Our emotions are an outward display of what our frequency is. It's up to us to be able to, I don't want to use the word control, but it's up to us to consciously be aware of what our emotions are. Now, there are days that when Winston crossed, I gave in to the emotion. I mean, I was furious. It was not so much sadness and despair as it was anger. I was angrier than I can remember ever being. That's how angry I was. And I leaned into it, but then I recognized it. I understood what I was doing. I forgave myself. I was gracious with myself. I was tender with myself. I let myself gently come out of that anger. And every single day, it gets a little bit easier until I felt myself in a place where I could make a connection with Winston and understand what happened. So it's up to us to manage our emotions, manage our own frequency by being aware of what those emotions are. So I'm going to read comments and see what kind of questions there are. Then I have some steps I want to share with you and a mini hypnosis, maybe a self-hypnosis that I want to share with you and that you could use going forward. You could use it every day if you wanted to help you regain some, the word control keeps coming up of your emotions. Okay, let's take a peek. Tough to do anything. So I'm not sure who hi, Michelle. I'm not sure who DM is, but DM, we are with you. Every single one of us here has felt a level of, from as low as despair and not being able to get out of bed, not being able to do anything, not being able to focus or concentrate. We get it. We totally get it. Every one of us is here for you. We are here for you. And little by little, we're helping ourselves heal. That's the whole purpose, is to help everyone achieve a level of healing. Sparky, it's been 3 months. Yeah, right. I'm right with you. I miss Winston's, as much as everything else, his little physical body. Winston was a snuggle bug. He loved to cuddle right here. He would just burrow his little face into my neck. I miss that. There is nothing that can replace that. Absolutely nothing. But to be able to connect with him on the other side, and the things he has taught me, the things he has shown me, and how all of my animal companions have helped me overcome the fear of death, the fear of crossing over to the other side, the fear that I won't ever see them again. That comes up. You guys bring that up a lot, that we're afraid, what if I do cross to the other side and he's not there? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. They're always there. They're always there waiting for us. Okay, let's see other comments. 100% it's love. Yep, they're totally vibrating at a high level. Meditation and calming our minds is a great way to get there. I'm going to share a little bit more about that in a second. Oh, Brooke, how are you? Today is the anniversary. I had one of my most favorite memories. Oh, right. That's when we talk about signs, when we talk about getting signs from our animal companions on the other side, look at them everywhere. I had somebody who sent me an email yesterday, the day before, I don't remember, saying that he didn't realize that a sign could be as easy as when he woke up, the 2 pictures of his dogs had gone crooked. Like they used to be straight and they had gone crooked, and there was no explanation for why they would do that. He accepted that as his sign. Memories that pop up on Facebook, things that pop up on your phone, something in the clouds. You'll hear your dog's name called. Jack. I heard on the same day as his little urban art, his street art with his P, the same day that I saw that, somebody called his name, but it wasn't him, but somebody called out loud the name Jack, enough to make me raise my head. And then I saw a whole litter of golden retriever puppies, and it just filled my heart. It filled my heart when I recognized that those are signs from him, letting me know that everything's okay, that everything is okay. Despair. Yep. Can't get through the day. I completely get it. I've shared this before. I used to be in human resources, and I used to be Catbert, the evil HR lady. I did. And when somebody once told me that their cat had passed and I was less than sensitive to it, now I understand. And I will go back to every single person I ever spoke to in the crossing of their animal to know that it's like we deserve to have bereavement days for for our family members who happen to have 4 legs and fur or feathers or fins. Okay. A little bit of a broken heart. I get it. Oh, white feathers. I have so many feathers. I have so many feathers that that my husband thinks, well, he already thinks I've gone nuts and I don't care. But I find feathers all the time. Every time I see a feather, I take it as a sign from one of the beautiful animals I've connected with on the other side, because now there's been so many that I have an equal number of feathers. So white feathers especially, I take as a sign. Okay, so there are angels getting your attention, and our animal companions are angels. I've mentioned this before, and it might be a topic for another day. Literally angels who have decided they want to know what it's like to have the human experience. Your guardian angel who wants to know exactly what it is you're going through and comes into your life as an animal companion and spends that time with you, learning, understanding, feeling, so that when they transition back to the other side, they can help you even more. And your spirit guide becomes such a mentor and such a guide for you. All right, so here's what we do. Some practical steps for being able to align our vibration and our energy and our frequency with that of our animal companions on the other side of life. The first thing we want to do is identify our current state. So think about this. Let's use the example of despair. What does despair feel like? It's dense, right? We know what that feels like. It's heavy. It's almost as if you are carrying the weight of the universe on your shoulders. If you're wearing 20 lead vests at the dentist office, it's so. I'm literally doing this when I think of despair. Like, it is so crunching and so crushing that it's. You would know it if we said it was a heavy, dense emotion. That's what it would be. So feel what that is. Lean into it. Know what that feels like, and then just for a second, just for a moment. What does it feel like to feel just the opposite? What would it feel like to feel comforted and supported and happy again, and to feel like a literal weight lifted off your heart? Think about even if you imagine it, what would it feel like just to know that things were going to be okay, that everything was going to be all right? Can you feel the difference between those two feelings? There's a huge difference between those two. So those are different frequencies. That's what the frequency is. You've got the dense frequency, which we could physically feel, and you've got the lighter frequency, which we could also physically feel. So we are going to focus on getting ourselves to that lighter frequency. And it may not not very often does not happen overnight. It takes some time. And there's a psychological scale of emotions: despair, depression, grief, anger. Believe it or not, anger is right in the middle, and it's better. Anger is considered a higher one than despair and grief, because when we get angry, at least we're kind of venting out some of that negative energy, or that denser energy is a better word for that. Anger, and then we go from anger, we might go to just neutrality, where at least I can get through the day, but I'm not necessarily feeling good or bad. And then little by little, we start to feel better. And your animal companion is right there with you, ready to help. They want you to help. No animal companion has ever crossed to the other side with the intention of hurting us. Just the opposite. They recognize that it's going to give us some pain, but they are right there with us, and we can access their energy by raising our own vibration. So first, number one, identify the current state. Where are you at? And wherever you are is where you are. There's no judgment whatsoever. Whether you've got a low signal, a high signal, or I use another technology example. Imagine that you're walking around you've got a low signal, right? And we've all had this message pop up: sorry, you have too many things open. You've got a low signal, or you're far away from your router or your modem, whatever it is. You're far away from it. So you have to move closer in order to get the signal to come through, or you have to go get a booster. You go to the cell phone store and get a little booster hotspot thing to put on your phone so you have better internet service. That's where we're going for right now. We are looking to find ways to boost our frequency and to boost our energetic connection to our animals. So the second step is to look for your desired state of mind. Just identify it. You don't have to feel it. Just identify what your desired state is. If you're currently in despair and your desired state is to be happy and healed, then that's what your goal is. And you're simply setting a target. And little by little, you move into harmony with it. You move every day. You take a little, and sometimes it's one step forward and two steps back. That's okay. Little by little, you are going to get there. And I'm going to give you 2 little tips in a minute. You're going to harmonize with your future state. Your goal is going to be in harmony with that future state of mind. So think about a remote control. Our TV has a remote control. Our LED lights on different things have remote controls. The ceiling fan has a remote control. Where's our remote control? Well, it's right here in our mind, and it's right here in our heart. We have an internal remote control, and that's what I'm going to hope to get you to help you change channels, even to get a little bit closer, or mess with the rabbit ears. If anybody, dating myself with rabbit ears on television sets, when you had to go and manually, and then as a kid, right, if the World Series was on and the signal went wonky, and Dad made you run across the room and stand there with your hand on the rabbit ears in order for him to watch the TV show. That's what we're going for. We are doing whatever it takes to use our internal remote control to adjust those rabbit ears so that we can get into harmony with the healed heart that we are hoping for. Is that enough H's? Healed heart that we are hoping for. Remote control. We can alter the vibration of our mind. So I wrote this specifically down, and I want to say it to you the way that it came to me. Inner technology. We have an inner technology. Every thought, every emotion, it is part of our remote control. We consciously tune into certain things when we can consciously tune into. So instead of letting the emotions run away with us, we are in control of our emotions. Instead of letting them control us, maybe that's why the word control keeps coming up. Instead of letting our emotions and feelings control us, we control them. We can identify them. We can thank them for showing up. We can appreciate what they have done for us, and then we can kick them to the curb and tell them that it's time to move on. It's easier said than done. But the dominant feeling that we have, the dominant feeling controls our vibration. So if we can shift the dominant feeling even a little bit, we're able to take control. So one of the ways, when you recognize that you are in a really dark place and you need to get out of it just a little bit, one thing that I like to do that's like, it's instant. And I don't care where you are. And if you don't want to do it out loud, you can do it in your head. It doesn't matter. Although we do have a voice for a reason, and we are as far as I know, we're the only species on the planet that knows how to sing. And I'm not going to tell you to sing. We're the only ones that can sing. And we're given this ability to make noises, to vocalize with purpose and intent. And instead of just words, we're going to use a sound that's going to help us be able to kind of shake off. When we are in the deepest despair, you use this sound and watch how it flips a little switch for you. It's called a japa meditation, Japa. And I learned it from Dr. Wayne Dyer. And Dr. Wayne Dyer happens to be on the other side of life. He transitioned, I don't know, right when I found him, like 4 or 5 years ago, I discovered Dr. Wayne Dyer, and I read everything he wrote, and I listened to all of his videos. And it awakened me to so much that I had no idea. And then he transitioned to the other side. And I often wonder if like I was meant to get his message so that he could transition. I don't know. But anyway, Dr. Wayne Dyer taught japa meditation. And he, on his videos, if you wanted to look it up, he will highly encourage you to, at the top of your lungs, do this meditation. And I'm going to do it for you. It's called a meditation, but it's not. It's a sound. And it's the sound of ah. So, that's the sound of it. And we do that because it creates a vibration, a physical vibration in your body that starts way down in your core. In the Reiki world, we call that your hara, the lower dantian in the Qigong world. So it creates a vibration that starts way down below your solar plexus. It rises up through your body and out through your mouth. It even makes your head vibrate. Your whole body vibrates when you make the sound of ah. But when you do that, the only thing that's making that sound, nothing moves. Like your lips don't move, your tongue doesn't move, your vocal cords don't move except to be open. That sound comes from your core. It is like the universe's most natural sound is the sound of ah. And it goes like this. I'm just going to do it for you real quick. I take a nice deep breath in. Whenever I do my mantras, I do a nice deep breath in and I chant the mantra on the exhale. So I would go, ah. As I'm saying it, as I'm making that sound, I'm focused. It kind of erases all your focus on everything else. I focus on the feeling. It's a really good feeling, that vibration. It's almost like tickling inside, this vibration that goes up and out through my mouth. If you were to watch Wayne Dyer, he's going to tell you, you keep on doing it and do it louder and do it different, do it as many different ways as you can. So if anybody's in a place and you want to do this with me, it's just fine. Or if you want to wait until after midnight and go in your closet when nobody's around and you want to do your japa meditation then, whatever it takes, but I would suggest you do it. And it goes like this. So I'm just going to do a quick one for you. And notice how I do it for the whole breath, like until I feel completely exhaled, and I'll do it again. And I may get louder, I may get softer. And you can pick any tone. You can. I'm in like a natural alto. You can do it in a high pitch. You can do it in a low pitch. You can do it short. You can do it long. It doesn't matter. The goal is to feel the vibration and to do it several times, because when you are focused on that sound and the vibration, everything else just disappears. Even if it's just for a moment, everything else disappears from your existence. It's you and the sound of God. God. Oh, that just came to me. God. It's you and the sound of God, and you're releasing your connection to everything else. Now, a minute from now, it may all come flooding back, and that's okay. You do this every day. You do it for as long as it takes. You keep practicing it, and little by little, it chips away at all that rock hard stuff that's filled your heart, all the cement that's in there, and little by little, it lets your heart just reopen again. Feeling so connected. Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. I'm going to just read another comment real quick. A sense of calm. Okay, so I'm so grateful that you guys are so supportive of each other. I can't even begin to tell you. It's what we need. It's what we all need. It's just to keep lifting each other up. And the more we lift each other up, the easier this becomes. And we make a difference for everybody else. We make a difference for everybody else. When we help one person, we help them all. I say that for animals too. We help one animal, we help them all. So japa, easy meditation, easy thing to do, doesn't take much time, super quick, and you can do it whenever you choose to. But then you can also do this self-hypnosis. And I did. I printed it out so that I would remember what I wanted to say. And you can do this self-hypnosis. I call it a self-hypnosis. It's something that you can say to yourself all the time, anytime. And you speak it in the first person, always in the present tense. You speak it as if it is right now in the present. Not I wish, not I hope, not someday I will. Speak it in the present. And you just say this every single day as often as you need to. And I'll find a way, me and technology, if there's a way for me to just pull out this little meditation for you, I will. It's not a meditation. It's a little brief self-hypnosis. And it goes like this. So if you are able to, if you're in a place where you can, so if you're driving, don't close your eyes. If you're driving, don't let go of the wheel. But if you are in a place where you can just repeat or listen to this self-hypnosis for the time being. Just listen to this and say it. Listen to it as if it's you who is speaking to yourself, as if it's you who's saying the words to yourself. Might not hurt to actually go back and say these words to yourself. Record them on your phone. Record them on a Zoom. And repeat them back to yourself. But it goes like this. So if you close your eyes, and you can always start with the japa meditation, just going, that beautiful vibration flowing up through your body. Feel it as it relaxes your body, knowing that when you create a vibration like that, you are connecting yourself to the universe. And that's where your animal companion resides now, in the beautiful energy of all that is, everything that flows to, through, and around you. That is where you'll find your animal companion. And speaking in the first person, in the present tense, I am so happy and grateful now that my heart begins to heal. I am one with the infinite love in my mind and in my heart. I release sadness, bitterness, anger, and despair. It is my natural right to be happy and comforted and supported in this lifetime. Love flows to me easily, quickly, and with the most amazing abundance. I am forever conscious of my true worth. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of happiness. I am worthy of healing. I feel my animal soul, spirit, heart, energy fill me with their love, and I return that love to them from the depths of my own soul. I allow my beautiful animal companion to delight me with their signs, to fill my heart with joy, to be forever happy with their spirit by my side and in my heart. And one more time. I am so happy and grateful that my heart is beginning to heal. I am one with the infinite love in my mind and in my heart. I release sadness, bitterness, anger, and despair. It is my natural right to be happy, comforted, and supported in this life. Love flows to me easily, freely, quickly, and with amazing abundance. I am forever conscious of my true worth. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of happiness. I am worthy of healing. I feel my animal's soul, spirit, and energy fill my heart with their love. I return that love from the depth of my soul. I allow my beautiful animal companion to delight me with their signs, to fill my heart with joy, and to be forever happy with their spirit by my side and in my heart. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. A nice deep breath, allowing yourself to feel the happiness of that present moment. And you can come back to it anytime, as often as you like, as often as you like. Okay, let me check to see if there are any other questions or comments, and then we're going to do our reading for Charlie and Diesel. Charlie and Diesel. So Diesel was, just got the goose. I love that feeling too. I love the goosebump feeling. That goosebump feeling, angel bumps, whatever you want to call them, signs from the other side that you're connected, that your vibration is right there where it needs to be. So Diesel came up first. Diesel's human, I am not sure. I believe is Brooke. I don't know if it's the Brooke who was on earlier or if it's a different Brooke, but that's who I believe that Charlie's human is. Sometimes I don't get a lot of information with the emails, and you just get an email tag, and I keep my fingers crossed. But anyhow, what comes through with Diesel is a woman as the human companion. But just as I started to connect with Diesel, Lisa, Charlie was a total Budinsky, and Charlie was almost insistent that he go first. That Charlie, number one, I actually wrote down the number sign and one, like he's your number one, and he wants to be number one tonight. So Charlie, you're going to go first. Let's see, with Charlie, although I do have to say with Charlie and Diesel, they're very similar in color, even though they're completely different dogs. One's Charlie, I believe, little Chihuahua Terrier mix kind of thing. Diesel Pit Bull. But they're both got very, very similar colors. That's why I describe them as brothers from another mother, because they look so similar in coloring, but not in species, not in breed. Okay, so Charlie is your guardian angel, Lisa. Charlie is 100% your guardian angel. Sweet boy. Lots and lots of spunk is what I got from him. Spunk is exactly the word that came through. And as always, what I do with these little mini readings is just give them to you without filtering. Some of it may make sense. Some of it may not make sense. Some of it may make sense a week from now. But we'll see how it goes. So Charlie is your guardian angel, sweet boy. And that came out twice. That came out for Diesel. Only Diesel said sweet, 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 sweet boy for Diesel. Sweet boy, lots of spunk. Loves it hot. So he loves hot, hot, hot weather. The hotter, the better. Some like it hot. He loves it even hotter. That's what came through for him. Some like it hot. He loves it even hotter. That he's very strong. He looks small. His stature is small, but he has got power, serious power. Power, nonstop energy. He can hold his own with any other dog, with any other cat for that matter. He can hold his own. And then ice cream, something about ice cream came up. I do try to always ask for evidence. I ask for at least one piece of evidence that allows you to know that it's your animal companion who's talking to you. And ice cream. So I'm not sure what is up with the ice cream or the ice cream cone, but that's what came up, both an ice cream and an ice cream cone. I can see this ice cream melting all over the place and him just lapping it up. Was he a magnet for trouble? I just got a sense that Charlie, if there was a way to find himself some trouble, he found trouble. Whether it was taking on the cat or a dog that was 10 times his size, I got a sense that he was not afraid of that. He's not, just because he's a magnet for it doesn't mean that he was afraid of it. He is fine. He wants you to know he's fine. Now these are These are emotional words. So I'm just bear with me as we go. He wants you to know that he is perfectly fine. He wants you to know, Lisa, that he felt no pain. He felt no pain. He actually transitioned very quickly. His transition is unexpected. I know a little bit. I think I know a little bit about what happened to Charlie. I think if I go back to one of the emails you sent, you mentioned what happened to him. But that's what he wants you to know, that there was no pain, that it was his time, and he is sorry that's the way that he chose to leave, but that's the way that he left. This was a bit of a traumatic thing. I get the sense that our animal companions may not always realize until they get, and the transition to the other side is instantaneous. There's no like lingering. There's no 2 or 3 days. There's no purgatory. There's no can't find our path, can't find our way. Nobody was there waiting for them. It's instantaneous. That transition to the other side happens immediately. And he wants you to know that he felt no pain. And I get a sense that our animal companions don't realize sometimes the trauma that is left with us when they cross in such a way, when it's unexpected, and our perception could be painful. And I think that's shifting. I get a sense that our animals who are recognizing this, now that there are more and more of us who are connecting and talking to our animals on the other side, they're getting a better understanding of the emotional toll it takes on human beings. And I feel a shift. I feel a shift coming with that. And I don't know how, when, or where that's going to happen, but I feel a shift, like the animals are beginning to recognize that there are such tight ties that when they leave and they go to pure positive love, they don't think twice about it. It's us who get really wrapped up in it. That's just what's coming through from the collective. That's just coming through from the collective. All animals go to heaven. He felt no pain. He is in heaven. He wants you to forgive. So there's a forgiveness piece in here. All animals go to heaven. Oh, and heaven is right next to you. That's his thought to you right now. All animals go to heaven. Heaven is right next to you. There is no more guilt. Let go of the blame. So there's some blame is what I got the sense of. There's blame that is holding you down, holding you back. It's disruptive. It's causing you physical pain. I'm getting a sense of for you with this depth of blame, whether it's blame for yourself. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to let it go because he's in heaven and heaven is right next to you. No more guilt, no more blame. Oh, feel him lick your face. He gave me a huge sensation of licking you all over the face. And that there's a PTSD. So something, whatever specifically did happen to him, every time you hear a certain sound or find yourself in a situation, I get a sense that there's a little bit of PTSD, and he wants you to be able to let that go. He wants you to forgive and to forgive him. I think he wants to be forgiven. That there's something there also that's just coming through now that I didn't write down. Now, I did ask for he gave me another little piece of evidence, and you can let me know if this is accurate or not. He misses a particular toy. He gave me a sense of a toy, a very particular toy that he obsessively licked, like obsessively licked to the point that none of us would want to touch it, nor would any other animal. That's the way that he claimed this toy. And he did that specifically so that nobody else would touch it, but he licked his little lovey to death. That's the picture that he gave me. And the last thing that he's saying is that he loves you. He loves you. I wrote love down 10 times. And he never wants you to feel like that love is gone or that his love stops. I'm going to check comments real quick. I don't see anything from Lisa, and that's okay. Because sometimes these things are emotional, and you can always, as many of you do, you can always reach out to me privately after. The shift is definite, right? You've got it, Kim. You have absolutely got it. The shift is definite, and it's not just for us. This beautiful shifting, awakening, this thing that's helping us heal, it's the animal collective as well. All of the animals are shifting equally, and then that's the universe. That's everything. What is that? The tide raises all ships. I think that's the saying, right? One tide raises all ships, and I think that's what's happening. So let's talk to Diesel a little bit. Diesel, Charlie's brother from another mother, who insisted on being called the sweet, 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 sweet boy, none sweeter than Diesel. Diesel is a pit bull. And he did give me a sensation. This came up yesterday, too, when I did a private reading. He gave me a sensation of such an urgency to pee. I don't know what that's all about, but a huge urgency to urinate. He also liked to nest, and that's the word that he used. He would nest. In fact, he would burrow. Or I got a sense of burrowing, scratching, not dirt. I got furniture. Like he would burrow on the sofa or burrow on a rug or a bed whenever he needed to feel comforted and to feel safe and blanket with a blanket. That's when I got a sense of him. A big lug of a boy. And this comes up from time to time, too, that his name may have been Diesel, but he preferred his nickname of Good Boy. And I think a lot of our boy dogs get that because we call them, how often do we call them Good Boy? Only he hears it, Diesel hears it as one name, Good Boy. Good Boy is his name. And that does come up from time to time where dogs believe that their name is Good Boy. A fireplace. I got a sense of a fireplace. When I asked for a little show me something that would indicate that it was him, I got a sense of a fireplace. And was he a rescue? Because I got a sense of a brief life on the streets and a sense of a cage. That was his visual to me, was a cage, and his word was a cage. I would typically use the word kennel. He specifically used the word cage. You can feel him. So the way that he's coming through to you, he is also a very, looks like from the pictures of him, he's a very hefty boy. He's a pit bull. He's all muscle, right? He's pure muscle. A tank. He's a tank. And tank just came through to me now too. And that you can feel him because he makes the floor vibrate in a certain way. Vibrate's not the right word. That's because I've been talking about vibration all night. Like when his little feet stomp the floor, you can feel him coming. And he does that for you even now that he's on the other side. Thank you. He is saying thank you. He didn't say specifically for what. He knew he was, and the thought stopped. Thank you. He knew he was something, and I didn't get any more. So then he started to talk a little bit about, this is when the sense that it was a mama that came through. His mama talks a lot, and I'm just sharing what he said. Mama talks a lot to me, meaning Diesel, and talks a lot to herself. Sometimes I don't know what she's saying, but I always listen. And he says that in the present tense, not in the past tense. Talks to me, talks to herself. Sometimes I don't know what she's saying, but I always listen. I hear it all. And she's an explainer. I'm not 100% sure what that means. She likes to explain things. Is the sense that came through. She likes to explain things. She's an explainer, and he wants you to know that not everything is black and white. And I have no idea what this is in reference to, but I'll just share with you the message that he shared with me, that there is gray in the world, and it's okay. His mama does not like gray. She wants things to be clean cut, black or white, and it's not always that way, and it's okay to be gray. That's what came through. To be easy, that there's someone, perhaps a partner in your life, who doesn't mind that things get a little messy, that things get a little gray, and that's okay. And messy can be okay. Messy emotions can be okay. And Diesel liked messy. So I don't know, was that in reference to the nesting? Not 100% sure, but Diesel liked messy. And then this is the way that Diesel wrapped things up. Diesel said, and it's time for a nap. She's got this. So your Diesel has full faith in whatever it is that you're up to and your ability. If you're looking for healing for your heart, Diesel is completely confident that you know he's by your side and that your heart is well on its way to healing. Okay, so that's Charlie, that's Diesel, that's our message for tonight. Just as the sun started to come out and do all its funky thing now, we're just going to let that be. I am going to check for comments real quick. He always did a funny dance, but oh, it is Brooke. Okay, good. I wasn't sure. His daddy misses him very much. He and I talk a lot and explain. Oh my gosh, Brooke, I wasn't sure I thought it was a Brooke, but it comes up differently with an email tag. Okay, so that's cool. And well, now I wish I'd have seen that a little bit sooner, but that's what he thinks you've got this. Be easy with your partner, and the messy emotions are okay. And was there anything else I wanted to make sure I said? Oh, that not everything's black and white. Okay, so hopefully you know what I'm talking about. And thank you guys so much for supporting each other. Thank you guys so much for being here and for supporting this community and for everything that you guys have done to help me as this grows. And don't worry, even when I get to 1 million people, I will not forget my core group. There's the nesting part. He loved to snuggle in any blanket. And if it was on I'm not sure what that's supposed to say, even better, but you are welcome. Good. Nesting. He specifically used the word nest and that he would burrow. So I don't know if he did that. Like I got a sense of that if he was on your sofa and he was allowed to go to town, that he would have dug the hole of China right through the cushion of the sofa. Okay. We are at an hour. It's time to wrap things up. I appreciate all your support. I appreciate your support of each other. And until next week, may animals light your way. And I will talk to you all again soon. Take care, everybody.